Hello, what's up, guys? Lara Cornfine with Lift and Live Fitness, and I wanted to check in because holy mackerel, has it been a wild couple of days here. um, this week, in the last week of the 6-week group fitness challenge, we have been tapping into the power of the mind, like visualization, positive thinking, and challenging the idea of a healthy body image. And so I wanted to share my thoughts about those things, about like what is a healthy body image, what does it mean to be healthy, what are we working towards here, and how can we recalibrate the ideas that we have in our head about what our goals are in the gym. So first off, I want to bring up the idea that who you are, like your mind, your soul, your heart, how kind you are, how like amazing you are with your kids, how good you are at your job, how smart you are, has absolutely nothing to do with your body, right? You could be this incredibly fit person, or incredibly unhealthy person, and that tells me zero about how kind you are. Do you remember people's birthdays? Do you give people hugs? Do you curse at your friends? And do you get angry like that? They're completely unrelated. I think that's a really, really important distinction to make, that who you are as a person has nothing to do with your body. Now, what you can do as a person in terms of what you can do in the gym, what you can do physically, your stamina, your patience level, your moods, those things start to interact a little bit with your body. Mostly the internal aspects of it, though. So the healthier you are, the more like energy that's happening within your body, the more efficient all of your systems are. Like when I was unhealthy, and I've been there, I was not in a good mood. Like things did not work right in my brain. Things didn't work right in my body. I'm sure my blood sugar levels were jacked all the time. And like my brain chemistry was probably way off. I was not fun to be around a lot of the time. Like I was unhealthy. And outwardly that reflected in, I don't want to say necessarily who I was as a person, but how I acted. That definitely had an impact. So you start moving into this territory, like even though my head and my heart and my soul was all in a good place, I was having some issues in this body that was preventing those like good characteristics from shining through. And so now we start to move into a little bit of the realm of health, right? Like how healthy are you? I was not healthy, it's like 10 years ago. So I was not healthy, and therefore that person that I am, that person was not being shown to other people. So there's that, right? There's the who you are in your heart, and then there's the health component. And that health component starts to show outwardly. So, glowing skin is an indicator of health. Healthy body fat levels are an indicator of health. Your body works more efficiently when you're not carrying around lots of extra weight. Your strong hair, skin, nails, just energy in general. All these things are signs of health. And, what was definition in the body, not carrying around inflammation, that's a sign of health. And it's also visually appealing. It's beautiful. So there's that crossover there. But sometimes in pursuit of health, we start doing unhealthy things. So we think that a certain number should appear on the scale, and we drastically undereat, or we, go long periods without food and then binge. We over exercise and over deplete our body of the minerals and the nutrients that it needs to be able to function. We don't sleep enough because we're trying to just do more. And so we start doing these unhealthy things, and we think we need to lose weight. We think we need to, get prettier. We need to do things that make us more attractive. And that's what I want to start to talk about, is that body image, like what you see when you look at yourself. Do you look at yourself and say things like, "Ugh, I don't like this. I don't like this part of me. I don't like this part of me. I want this to be different. I want, this to be tighter. I want this to be tighter." And you start finding things and picking yourself apart, judging yourself, saying, "Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not lean enough. I'm not shapely enough. I'm not enough." Like, that's a judgment, right? That's you saying that to yourself. And that's, I go back to the kind of the golden rule, where if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But that's where these charts here start to become really helpful, because you feel so passionately that you need to be different somehow, right? Like, I remember going to college one year, and I had to show up early because I was, on part of the helping teams, and I was wearing tiny clothes. I think I weighed 120 pounds, and I felt fat. I was like, "You're too fat. Don't eat." And I literally tried to not eat all day. And that's not healthy. So sometimes, but there are also times I was really on the other side of the spectrum. I was 155 pounds, and felt like, wow, I'm carrying extra weight and I'm really puffy. And I was those things are factual. So I want to show you guys a chart that we use in here. And the top part of this chart is female body fat standards. So the way that this works is you find your age range. So we'll keep using me as an example. I'm on the top, and I'm sorry, I think this is backwards for you. I am on the top, 20 to 39. I'm 32. And it tells you here, low average would be under 18.5%. Low athlete, sorry. So if you're really active, you're like an athlete, training, exercising, 1 to 2 hours plus per day, it's not unreasonable that your body fat is going to drop below 18.5%. That's what that means. Then you go into what typically gets called the average range, but I prefer to call it the recommended range, which is 18.5 to 24.9%. So this is the recommended range for people my age, 20 to 39. And if you're in this range, medically speaking, that's a healthy place for your body to be. Psychologically speaking, I don't know. You have to ask yourself if you're happy there. But if you're talking with a medical professional or a fitness professional, we're going to recommend that you are in that range unless you're exercising 1-2+ hours per day. Then you start moving into the higher ranges. So 25 to 29.9 is high, and 30 to 34.9 is obese. So if you get your body composition measured and it's coming in over 25%, that's reason for you to look at yourself and say, my body fat is a little bit high, medically speaking. That's not you saying I hate myself. That's not you saying, there's something wrong with you. Like, no, just, it's like looking at yourself and saying, like, my car's a little bit dirty. Like, it's just calling it how it is, and don't add judgment onto that. Like, just, my body fat's a little bit high, period, and no judgment. So in terms of having a healthy body image, it's where that judgment comes in, and it's out of alignment with reality. So most commonly you see people that just want to get skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, and it's outside of the recommended ranges of body composition. On the flip side, if you've been on Instagram, there's this whole body posy movement where people whose body composition is not in the medically and like fitness recommended ranges, and they're like, they look fantastic. They're dancing in their panties. Have you guys seen this? And I gotta tell you, I'm super happy that you love yourself, but there's reason to look at that and say, you know what? I'm not doing the best job taking care of my body. That's what it means when your body composition is out of the recommended ranges. It means that your body is not working as efficiently as it can. It's doing more work than is ideal for it, and it would be healthy for you to decrease your body composition in a healthy way. A lot of times when I'm working with women, they really aren't even sure what a good range is to work towards. So they have that idea in their head, I know I'm a little bit overweight, or I know I'm a little bit underweight, but I don't know what a good goal is. Like, what's realistic given my body type and just my age and all of the factors that are affecting me. And this is a really helpful chart, the BMI chart, so the colorful one down at the bottom. It basically puts out in front of you what a recommended range would be based on your height. So you guys can Google this. Just look up BMI chart for females. And, you know, the cool thing about females is we don't have a huge range of muscle mass, you know, so as men get stronger and stronger, they put on 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds of muscle. That's generally not happening with females. So the main factor to consider when you're thinking about where should I land on this BMI chart is your bone structure. So you can go ahead and take a measurement on your wrist. Basically, anything under 6 inches is a pretty small bone structure. And when you look at this range, the green range is the recommended range. You know, so for me, I'm 5'4", and the weights are across the top. And so let's see. Let me figure this out. I am 5'4", and I weigh 130 to 135. So I am right here. So I am at, this is actually like the middle to top. My BMI is about 23 and a recommended range of 18 to 25. So I have about a 6 3/4 inch wrist, so that's considered to be a medium frame. Anything over 7 would be considered to be large, some like medium large. So it would be recommended for me to be in the middle to the top end of this range, which is where I am. Versus if I had like a 5 3/4 inch wrist, I would be more recommended to be on the lower end of this range. Now, obviously, if you're not in the green, and if you're in the yellow or the orange, you just want to shoot for the green, or for like the low end of the yellow if you have some other factors that are at play, like people that are struggling with thyroid dysfunction. You know, if you're you have a history of obesity in your life or your family's life, perhaps the green feels a little imbalanced for you, like you wouldn't be able to sustain that with healthy eating and healthy exercise, and you'd be more in the top end of that yellow range, and that's absolutely possible too. So I'm 5'4". So for me, the green range is 110 pounds, which I have been 110 pounds. I was 109 pounds in 2005 after my surgery. That's the lowest I've ever weighed in my whole life. And I felt great there, but I was weak and I was barely eating, like barely, like, I don't know, not 800 calories a day, like probably closer to like 500 or 600 calories a day. And so the fact that I felt great there was a little bit off. Psychologically, I felt great. Physically, I was not in a good place. And so this chart is awesome for helping you gauge what is a good range for you to work towards, but you want to really work towards it in doing good things for your body, making healthy choices. Fasts are like, oh my gosh, I hear about fasts all the time. I'm going to do a 7-day fast. I'm going to do a 30-day cleanse, and I'm like, why? Like, why? And if the answer is, I want to lose weight, like, okay, I don't know that a cleanse or a fast is really the best approach for losing weight. Like fasting certainly can be healthy, but it's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. And I would be so supportive of a fast if you're saying, you know what, my digestion just feels like it's been really off. I really want to give it a break. Or like spiritually, there's a lot of reasons to fast. But to fast to lose weight, like, how is that different from anorexia? Like, it's not really a good idea. So I really, really encourage you to think about why you're doing something. And if you're working towards a healthy weight, work toward healthy behaviors and healthy habits. Eat healthy foods. Don't eat things that aren't good for you. Drink healthy things. Sleep. Stress less. Love more. Be kind to yourself. It's very, very possible to be able to look at your body and say, okay, I'm carrying a little bit of extra weight. I recognize that I don't have good definition in my arms and my core. You know what? But that's the body that has gotten you to where you are in your life. It's kept you alive for, how old are you? Like, it's kept you alive. Maybe it's made your children. Maybe it's survived diseases, like survived cancer, beat PCOS, beat hormonal dysfunction. Like, it's healed you. Whenever you've done something that has physically damaged your body has healed you. And that's amazing. Like, your body has done everything that it has had the resources to do to keep you healthy and alive and beautiful. And so, yeah, like, maybe it's had some rough patches where it's been like super stressful. But to turn around and say, oh, like, I'm mad at my body. Like, I don't like this. I want it to be different. I have not seen that drive long-term successful change, and I haven't seen it drive happiness. And I know that's what my main thing is, always working towards happiness. And I can tell you that even, across the times that I have weighed 109 pounds and my high was 157, not pregnant, my level of happiness was correlated with my health way more than with my body weight. So I have been really genuinely happy. Somewhere, 125 is like kind of the low end of where I feel good. 135 is kind of the high end of that. And that's where I'm healthiest. And that's where I'm happiest, but there have been times where I've been in that range and I'm not happy. And I'll tell you, I wasn't healthy either. It's actually the weight that I was when I got super sick and almost died when my stomach ruptured. I was not healthy. So anyway, just some thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys about, body image and what it really means to be healthy, both physically and like psychologically with that relationship with your body. So let me know what you thought. Post your comments below, and let me know if you like that and you want to see more videos like this of getting into my mind. All right, well, I will see you guys. See you soon, and we'll dig even deeper into the power of our minds. All right.